Okay, I've got a quick one. I had Dennis ask me, what's a twitch? Because I was talking about a twitch in my video yesterday with Gracie doing some eating of grass. And we were working on the top of her head, making sure that she's okay to be touched. And I wanted to explain what a twitch was because I think it's really important to understand why it is both physically and mentally abusive to a horse. Take, for example, Lena here. Lena loves her ears touched. Well, I don't know about love, but you know what I mean. She can handle it really well. I can touch her mouth. I can touch her nose. I can keep bugging her. She might try to ask to go away, but I can always bring her back. Now, this is a twitch. I made this, any Yahoo can make this thing in a few minutes. I think I did it in 5. It's simply a bolt, in my case, in an old piece of wood that I'd used on the lathe, and a chain that I just finished cutting off one of my gates that I don't need. And this is it. Now you take this thing and you might put it on one of the ears. You might put it on the nose. You'd squeeze the nose like this, and then you'd take this piece of chain and you would wrap it on. After you've done that, you start turning. You turn and turn until the horse stops moving. That's what a twitch is. And come here, Lena, I need you. Come here. Come on, I need you. I know. Move over. I need to explain. So you take something like this, right? And you put it on their nose or their ear, right? And you turn. You see my skin? And you just turn until that horse stops. Now my hand is already shaking. It hurts. And I didn't even do much. Oof. These things are physically abusive. Let me explain why they're mentally abusive. We don't need that anymore. I can really touch her nicely. I can touch her ears. I can scratch her ears. She'll really lean into it. She likes it. Most of the time I see twitches used for this reason. Trimming. And you want to trim your horse's ears or some thing like that. And instead of having a horse that will let me just touch their ears, scratch them and rub them, you take that chain and you wrap it around there. You wrap it on their nose, you wrap it on the other ear, so they'll stop moving so you can shave them. And now you've taken what is also physically abusive into something that is mentally abusive to a horse. So that's my summary on twitches. This thing will be taken apart. I have no use for a twitch. None at all. This is the, yeah. You ever see one of these things? Then you probably know somebody's taking the shortcut, the real shortcut, which ends up being the long cut for horses like this. What do you think? She'll never see one of these ever again, if she ever has. Now, I don't know. But that was my guess. Somebody asked me. I don't know, though. Why else? Hey? Carrots for these guys. Although you didn't really do anything. There you go. There it is. Dennis, I hope that answers your question.